Let's take a look at question number 4. For question number 4, we have a complex number question and we are given two complex numbers Z1 and Z2. Okay, given that B is more than D and Z1 plus Z2 is real, that means when we plus the imaginary part of Z1 plus Z2, it would be equal to 0. In other words, what we have here is this: B plus D is equal to 0. Next, modulus of Z1 is equal to square root 13. So what we're looking for is this: square root of A square plus B square is equal to square root 13. A square plus B square is equal to 13. Next, modulus of Z2 is equals to 5. So, square root of C square plus D square is equal to 5. If we square both sides, we will get C square plus D square equals to 25. Last, real value of Z2 minus Z1 is equal to 2. So, real value Z2 minus Z1, okay, that is C minus A. This is equal to 2. Okay, that's it. We have 4 different equations. I will name this 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what we will do first is to rearrange equation 1 and 4. So when I rearrange 1 and 4, I'll get B is equals to negative D. From equation 4, I will get C is equal to 2 plus A. Now what I would like to do next is, okay, sub into 2 and 3. Let me name this first. Okay, let me name this equation 5, and here is equation number 6. So substitute 5 and 6 into 2 and 3. So now I have equation 2. Equation 2 is A square plus B square is equal to 13. So A square plus negative D square is equal to 13. A square plus D square is equal to 13. How about equation number 3? Equation number 3 is C squared plus D squared is equals to 25. What is C? C is 2 plus A square plus D square is equals to 25. Let's expand this and I will get 4 plus 4A plus A square plus D square equals to 25. If I rearrange and simplify, I will get 4A plus A squared plus D squared is equals to 21. Let me name this equation 7 and 8. So what I would like to do now is substitute, okay, 7 into 8. So what I will have is this: 4A plus, okay, A square plus D square is the whole thing here. So plus 13 equals to 21. 4A is equals to 21 minus 13. That is 8. Therefore, A is equals to 2. Now we know the value of A. We can find, okay, C straight away. A equals to 2 into 6. So then I will get C is equal to 2 plus 2. C is equals to 4. We have done finding the value of A and C. Next, we can find B or D. Let's use equation 7. So, sub A equals to 2 into 6 and 7. So, this is equation 6. So, this one equation 7. Equation 7 is A square plus D square equals to 13. So, what is our A? Our A is 2. So, D square is equals to 13 minus 4, which is equals to 9. So, D is equals to plus minus 3. So, let's write one more line. So, D is equal to plus minus square root 9. Now, what do we know? We know that, so B is equals to negative D. Therefore, B would be equals to minus plus 3. What do we know? Let's take a look at the first rule. B must be more than D. Because of B must be more than D, then we can conclude that, okay, B is equal to positive 3 and D is equals to negative 3. So, these are all the final answers. So, these are the final answers for B and D. And this is the final answer for C, and this is the final answer for A. Let's take a look at part 2. Okay, what is part 2? 2, on the same Argand diagram, sketch the locus of point Z which satisfy this, showing the coordinates of any points of intersection with the axis. Okay, so what we have is this. Okay, modulus Z minus 12 equal to 7. So, this is our center point. What is our center point? 12, 0. And this would be our radius. Radius equal to 7. How about the next one? The next one we have W minus 5I. So, equals to 4. That means our center for this circle is 0, 5. And then our radius is equals to 4. Let's draw this. Okay. So, what are the points that we need? Okay. So, we need 12 here. And then for Y, we need 5. Now, let's take a look for first locus Z. Okay, the radius is 7. So, you have to plus 7 here. You have to minus 7 here. So, we will have 19 and we will have 5. Okay. So, let's draw a circle. Okay, in exam, make sure you use compass. Okay, here, because I'm just showing you, I can simply use this app, but in reality, what you have to do is you have to use your compass. Okay, next, we have locus W. Locus W, 5 minus 4. This one would be 1, and here it will be 9. Okay, let's draw another circle. What I have to fix next is the labeling. I have to make sure I label my imaginary and real. Next, this one label as W. That's it. We have finished with part 2A. Next, part B. Determine the range of possible values for Z minus W modulus. Okay, so we want to find the maximum and minimum distance between Z and W. Let's think of the maximum distance. The maximum distance, right, must comes from, okay, where we draw a straight line and it will pass through the center. Okay, let me adjust. It should passing through the center. So what I have here is the maximum distance. Okay, how about the minimum distance? The minimum distance between Z and W would be just this part. Here, minimum distance. Okay, but let me just color it in pink. So how can we find this? First, what we have to do is we have to find the distance between these two center. Okay, so what we're finding is part 2B. Okay, so what we have is a triangle. Okay, the distance here is 5, the distance here is 12, and you want to find this, the hypotenuse. So it would be h square is equals to 5 square plus 12 square. H square is equals to, okay, 5 square plus 12 square. That is equal to 169. Therefore, h is equal to square root 169, which is 13. Okay. For the maximum, okay, distance, it would be 13 plus radius 1 plus radius 2. So you have the distance over here and you need to plus the 2 radius. That is how you find the maximum distance. So plus R1 plus R2. So 13 plus 7 plus 4, which is equals to 24. Moving on to finding our minimum distance. Our minimum distance would come from, okay, this distance between these two center and minus our R1 and R2. Then we will get this small pink dot. So it will be 13 minus 7 minus 4, which is 13 minus 7 minus 4. That is equals to 2. Now what they want us to do is they want us to write the range of possible values. So just write it. So Z minus W modulus is in between 2 and 24. With that, we are done with question 4.